Hey everyone, it's Froggy and I'm back again with another episode of C14 Dating. So everybody's starting to leave now. They're going home because the dig is over. So I've skipped saying goodbye to DeAndre and Kyler because we've seen it, and now we are stopped at Shoji. So Shoji stood to the side, quietly digging his toe into the gravel, looking crestfallen. We stood silently for a moment before I hugged him tightly. I'll miss you so much, Shoji. I could feel hesitant arms rest on my back before he drew me closer. He buried his face into my shoulder, his glasses frames brushing my neck. Same. Thank you for everything. You have no idea how grateful I am that we met. Grateful? It's just me, Shoji. Exactly. He trailed off unexpectedly and pulled away. Before I could ask what was wrong, I heard faint talking behind me. Of course, the excavation team was still here, and any attention would be too much for him. He bashfully pulled up his glasses. We'll keep in touch and all that. Of course. Take care, Shoji. You too. He glanced at me as if he had more to say and then left. The goodbye felt awkward, but I mustered up my best smile as I waved him off. Even his shoulders looked slouched, and his feet dragged on the ground until he was out of sight. And I'm gonna skip this. Okay, so we're starting again. We continued to chat about future plans until Augustin checked his watch and announced that it was time to go. Everything was locked up save for the usual front door. Hendrik even gave a spare key along with instructions of where to store it before I departed. You'll be fine returning on your own. Of course. I made it here in one piece after all. Once they left, I glanced up at the museum. Last night here, huh? Melissa? Shoji, did you forget something? He fidgeted, clasping his fingers together in an effort to stop his restlessness. Wait, how long were you there? Sorry. It's selfish, but I couldn't leave after all. I want to spend more time with you before you go. I don't know when we'll get to see each other again. I actually wanted to ask earlier, but I'm really bad at these things. It's fine. I admit, I was hoping that I could spend some more time with you as well. I was wondering if I could also drive you to the airport tomorrow. Seeing my surprised face, he shrinked back apologetically. I'm sorry. I bet you already bought train tickets and they were expensive and... No, yes, they were kind of pricey, but I'd rather go with you. Really? Then when's the flight? 10 a.m. I have to get up rather early as well, since it's an international flight and all. I don't want to inconvenience you. You'd probably have to stay the night. I don't mind. In fact, I was hoping... if it's not too much trouble or awkward. I had the impression staying overnight was what Shoji really wanted to ask, but had no idea how to be direct. I smiled and decided to make it easier for him. It's no trouble at all. In fact, I'm glad you offered. I'd rather not spend my last night here alone. I'd get all depressed and mopey and bleh. Then I'll return with the car. See you soon. I headed for the lab and glanced over at his departure. Sighing, I scratched my head, wondering how this evening would go. Maybe I should confess instead, but at the same time, I'd rather encourage him to speak up first. Let's see how it goes. Dinner, which was microwaved leftovers of soup and rice, was quiet and taciturn. Any conversations we had were restricted to hobbies. Whenever future plans were brought up, it would get awkward. When it got late, we both retired to our respective tents. As I laid there staring up at the ceiling, I knew sleep wouldn't come. I tossed and turned a few times, my mind screaming that time was running out and the feelings we harbored weren't being expressed in person. I guess there's always a text confession, but that'd feel so... Melissa, are you still up? Yeah, I can't sleep. A faint light appeared through the tent fabric, followed by a low chiptune music. Recognizing the co-op RPG music, I grinned, reached for my 3DP, and inserted the corresponding copy. In a few minutes, we were animatedly calling out attacks, orders, and explaining our battle plans. After one grueling boss fight, Shoji's avatar approached mine and prompted the "Would you like to trade" screen. Oh, have something for me? Yeah, I know your character focuses more on physical attacks, but I thought this might come in handy. An item labeled Heart Staff appeared, and I excitedly accepted it. Aw, it's cute. It's all pink and... I trailed off when I examined the weapon and read the description underneath it. Proclaim your love with this highly stylish wand that doesn't sacrifice looks for power. What am I even doing? The light from Shoji's tent vanished, and he shut his 3DP. Melissa, can we talk face to face? His voice was timid, but full of determination. I sat up and set my handheld aside. Sure. I unzipped my tent and scooted over to the edge of my mattress near the back. Kicking off his shoes, he crawled inside. Sorry. Don't worry about it. It'd be too cold to talk outside. He nodded as he collected his bearings, and I felt my chest tighten. He paused, and his face turned red while his voice became weaker. Any resolution he mustered up crumbled, leaving him stammering. Why am I terrible at this? He clenched his knees tightly as he braced himself again. Melissa, I wanted to thank you for everything. You're lively, fun, and I felt comfortable being myself around you. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but I really like you a lot. I crawled over and placed a hand on top of his. He glanced down, and I could feel the tension within his arm leave as I gave a gentle squeeze. Believe me, I feel the same way, Shoji. I'm so glad. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. I was scared it wasn't mutual, and I wasn't sure if you'd want to date someone like me. Someone like you? You mean like someone as sweet as you? Talented, kind, smart, thoughtful, hardworking, cute. Of course I'd want to date someone like you, Shoji. I don't know what to say. I can't help but worry if I'll make you happy. I know you're hard on yourself sometimes, and that's okay. If you ever doubt yourself, let me know and I'll be there to remind you what a wonderful person you are. You've made me plenty happy already, and there's more to a relationship than just that. It's also about supporting and being there for one another, through the good times and the bad. And giving your loved one the rarest maquettes. I think you made that last one up. It's a universal standard among couples. Thanks for putting up with someone like me. I feel that was supposed to be my line. Good. Now that I said it, you can't use it ever. Deal. I hugged him close. It'll be hard without you here, but I'm serious about this relationship. My parents went through something similar, and that was before the internet, so if they were able to stay together, then... He mumbled the last few words, and I smiled softly as I rubbed his back. We remained in the embrace for a long time before Shoji reluctantly pulled away. Kiss her! Yay! Melissa, may I kiss you? Sure, where? Where? I didn't think that far ahead. Sorry, I noticed you were nervous. I wanted to be clear so we wouldn't bonk heads. Here. I leaned in slowly, giving Shoji time to observe my movements. Aww. Shoji love. Look at how cute it is. My lips gently brushed against his, and I closed my eyes. Ah. He remained completely still for a few moments before he relaxed, his fingers intertwining with mine. He broke the kiss unexpectedly, looking away as he deeply inhaled. I stared at him in disbelief before a smile spread across my face. He actually forgot to breathe. Sorry, I didn't mean... You're adorable, you know that? Giggling, my face approached his once again. We exchanged another kiss, this time more briefly. We hugged a second time, cherishing the closeness and warmth. When we separated, he nervously glanced away. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks for everything. Night. I guess it would have been too forward to ask him to stay. If I'd known it would have come to this, I would have at least worn cuter pajamas. My heart sank as Shoji pulled into the drop-off lane. Everyone was carrying luggage, waving goodbyes, talking on cell phones and hugging their loved ones. I hopped out of the car and Shoji did the same. Opening the trunk, Shoji grabbed my suitcase and placed it on the curb upright. After he closed the trunk, the two of us stood before each other, neither wanting to say goodbye. Message me when you get home. Promise. We'll keep in touch and I'll see you again soon. I hugged him and he returned the gesture. We'll definitely see each other again, right? Of course. You mean so much to me, Shoji. Deciding that words weren't enough, I opened my purse and fumbled for my 3DP. I pulled out the Maquette's cartridge and firmly placed it into his hand. Here, that way you know I intend to return. Then... Shoving the game into his pocket, he disappeared into the other side of the car. He returned holding his own Maquette's copy and presented it to me. Keep this with you. Shoji, are you sure? You spent so many hours on this file and... I'm sure. It's proof that we'll see each other again. The grin on my face widened and we started laughing as I shoved the case into my purse. Wow, this is really nerdy even for us. I never imagined I'd be doing something like this in a relationship. You'll still be my boyfriend if I saved over your file, right? Yes, but I preferred you didn't. I hugged him again. We'll make this work. I'll wait for you, no matter how long. It could be months. I'll wait. Or even until next year. I'll wait. No, actually, I'll figure something out. I'll come and see you. He sealed the promise with a kiss, and I was impressed by his newfound boldness. Right. Take care, Shoji. You too. Loud honks indicated that we took too long, and I stumbled over the curb in my rush to grab my luggage. I'll talk to you soon. Drive safe. Have a safe flight. I regretted those were our final words, but at the same time, if we said something more sentimental, I would probably start crying. Our anticipation for the future kept my spirits up. Right now, I needed to focus on checking in and getting through customs. 4 months later. And voila! This is my bedroom. Shoji glanced around, a mix of nervousness and relief before he relaxed. The flight was long, and our mental states were tuckered out from the anticipation of seeing each other again. Now it felt like nothing had changed. Wow, your bedroom is lovely. He wheeled his luggage next to the wall. As much as I like my dormitory, there's no place like my own bedroom. Thinking of going to one next year? Maybe. We'll have to see how the costs go. My family thinks it'll be a good choice since I'll be able to focus on my computer degree and gain more independence. I think it's a great step. I mean, look at you. You already made the choice to fly here on your own, and on your own expenses. What game did you draw for again? Just some romance game. It wasn't exactly my forte, but I learned a lot, and I can make a little extra money freelancing while I attend college. You really didn't have to drop that class for my sake. Earlier, I dropped one of my courses to open up some hours. I got hired as a cashier for a local cafe since the schedule was flexible and the tips were decent. And let you do all the work? Shoji, we're in this together. Relationships are all about compromise. I gave him a quick peck on the cheek and he blushed. Remembering something, I grabbed his hand, pulling him to the side of the bed, and we took a seat. Nearly forgot. I got your Maquette game right here. Oh, yeah. I leaned over, opened the drawer next to my bed, and rummaged for the cartridge. I had no idea the game hours ended in 999. Don't worry, I didn't do anything terrible to your game file. I let out a aha when I successfully found it. Mel. I mostly explored and leveled up a few of your maquettes. I turned towards Shoji and dropped it into his open hand. He gave it a blank stare while I continued. I had no idea stat raising could be manipulated depending on which Mokets you battled. I can see why your teams are always so strong. Melissa. Shoji placed the cartridge on the bed and gently took my hand in his. He leaned in and delivered a light kiss on my cheek. Surprised, I touched my warm face. I'm blushing. You got me all flustered. I can't believe it. It's usually the other way around. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. It's a good thing. I'm really happy right now. Would it be too forward if I pushed you onto your back? No. I was hoping we'd get to do something like that. Well then. With a silly roar, I practically pounced as I embraced him, causing Shoji to topple over. We burst out giggling and Shoji relaxed as he rested a hand on my cheek. I took that as a cue to lean in. Gone were the timid and reserved kisses from the summer. Instead, it was filled with passion and tenderness. When we separated, I gazed at him admiringly. When did you get so bold? Well, I really wanted to return the kiss you gave me moments ago. I missed you a lot, Melissa. I missed you too.
Are they gonna do the do? That's what he wanted. Ugh. I liked this one though. This was really cute. Shoji's kind of adorable. Not my favorite, but really adorable anyways. So tomorrow is going to be the friendship ending, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.